welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a late night match reaction. I'm sure it's smiles all round. Celtic 6, Dundee 0. Once again, 13 points, clear at the top of the Scottish Premiership after one of Celtic's most emphatic performances of the season. Brilliant game, brilliant goals. Jota returns to Celtic Park. What more could you ask for in a cold, dreich and miserable Wednesday night? They really knew how to light you up, didn't they? Let's talk about that. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. We are now into February. The madness of the January transfer window is behind us. And tonight is exactly what Celtic needed. I think what I'm most happy about tonight is that we could all leave Celtic Park really, smiles on our faces and all on the same page about things. Now, I know that some people will still be stinging and still be annoyed about that January window, rightfully so. I'm not going to say that you shouldn't be. I'm still a little bit annoyed about how the January window ended up. But I think tonight was a game that we had to get a performance like that. I think that we had to play with a real sort of, thunder behind us. Not to sound like Neil Lennon, but, we needed a real thunder behind us. We needed a performance which was reassuring to the Celtic supporters, reassuring to the fact that we didn't replace Kyogo. And what better way to do that is by scoring 6 goals. We really did answer that, and Adam Ida and Daizen Maeda, between the pair of them, showed that, there is guys here who can fill that Kyogo-shaped hole. And I know that that's not going to suddenly make up for the shortcomings of the window. And I think that, this time next week when we're walking away from Celtic Park after Bayern Munich, we might be saying different things. We might be really disappointed. But on a domestic front, that's exactly how we had to start, I think, this second portion of the season. I think that's how we had to bring a bit of optimism into the stands. And granted, I was really surprised. I mean, a lot of the annoyance, I think, was always going to live on social media. A lot of the anger was going to be mostly voiced there. I didn't expect to hear many moans and groans in Celtic Park, and there was none. I didn't see anybody that was, launching abuse towards the Celtic board, or I didn't see anybody who was particularly upset. So it wasn't like, we were sitting in a cauldron of hate or bubbling away and ready to erupt. But I did say after the closure of the window that, we are a mistake or two away from fans getting on the back of the board at Celtic Park, and perhaps even on the back of the players, because we can be easily annoyed. So this is the perfect way to kick things off. I'm delighted with what I've seen tonight. It feels like one of those match reactions where I really don't have much to say aside from how good was that, how good certain individuals were. We were just brilliant. There was not one negative about tonight. Not one. And I mean that. If you can point out a negative to me about tonight's game, I'll give you a chalk ice. I'll give you a chalk ice if you can point out a negative from tonight. A clean sheet, 6 goals, Daizen Maeda looking like the best player to ever pull on a Celtic shirt. What is there to moan about? What a game. We'll try and cover it nonetheless. First half, we started well, didn't we? We started really well. Jota back at Celtic Park for the first time since his departure in 2023. I can't quite believe I was watching him with my own eyes tonight, and how good did he look? He looks as though he hasn't missed a beat. You can see that he's still shaking off that little bit of rustiness that's lying there. You've seen him maybe reaching for his hamstring a couple of times in points of that first half, just making sure everything was okay. But he just looks $1,000,000. He looks fantastic. Just the way that he dribbles with the ball, the way that he moves it, the way that he keeps defenders guessing. He's everything that, and I've no disrespect to Lewis' son, but he's everything Lewis Palmer wishes he could be. He's that unpredictability, that enigma of a player that defenders just have a nightmare trying to defend. And he was doing it. I still don't think he's anywhere even near 50% yet. I genuinely think he's below 50% in terms of match sharpness and being ready to go. And he's still making the right back marking him look like a dick. He's just magic. And seeing him back there in the flesh at Celtic Park this evening was it was a joy. It was utter joy. That's what it felt like. As somebody who I would have killed to have back at any opportunity, and to see him here so soon just feels still alien to me. He was unlucky not to get in the score sheet tonight. He did end up with an assist tonight. But yeah, he started the game sharp, as did Celtic as a team. Obviously, in the first half, Dundee didn't get anywhere near us, but we played well. We found ourselves up the park, probing, forcing Dundee into positions where They were on the back foot, and we finally found the breakthrough via a penalty. By the way, where did that penalty come from? I've not watched the highlights yet, actually. I should have probably done that before doing this video, but they're not uploaded anywhere yet. I don't know what happened for the penalty. I'm not going to lie. I have no idea. I'm not complaining. Arnie Pengels, number 1, love him. Brilliant, tucks it away beautifully, puts us 1-0 up. And we just kick on from there, don't we? I think the second half we take it up another notch, but once again, we just ran the game, we just played really, really well. Daizen Maeda finds the goal for the second, and he was choking for it, wasn't he? He was choking to find himself a goal. His movement is unbelievable. I think that was one of the things that stood out to me most in the first half, was his movement. And it's something that stood out to me very much so in the past couple of games. It's elite movement. And we spoke about how important Kyogo's movement was to Celtic. And I think that there was a general concern that even while Kyogo was here, that when Kyogo was out the team, that we couldn't replace the movement of Kyogo. And granted, it's very different because Ida's not as quick, he's not as nifty, he's not as secretive with his movement. I think that, you know, when Ida starts moving, you certainly notice it, whereas Kyogo was like a flash and he'd be gone, the defender would miss it. Blink and you miss him move. I don't think it's quite as swift with Ida, but he uses his body in different ways. He uses his movement in different ways to open up the game, not just for him, but for the other attacking players, the right winger, the left winger, and whoever's in behind him. And he was just everywhere in the first half, I thought. You know, he was very unlucky in certain situations to not get more of these areas of the park he was carving up for himself. I remember watching him drop deep, even towards the halfway line at one point in the first half. He was over in the right-hand side of the pitch, dropped really deep, and he's had a bit of bother with 2 players on him, and he plays this pass and he gets out of the situation because he's opened up different areas for folk. He's just very intelligent for me, Daizen Maeda, and he deserved that goal. I know it was a rebound and it's not the greatest goal you're ever going to see, but I think if he ended today's game without finding the back of the net, he would have been really hard done by. So, you know, you're 2-0 up by half time. Everybody's playing brilliantly, from goalkeeper to striker. I mean, the first half, what can you say about it? I don't think that I have any complaints. And then we just kick it up a notch in the second half. Daizen Maeda, I swear to God, he is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. The things that man can do constantly amaze me. Constantly amaze me. Even when you think he's going to make a right hash or something, he turns it into one of the most wonderful things you'll ever see. And that goes for his goal tonight, the one where he chips the keeper. I think it's his second. Can't remember if it's first or second now. We scored that many. You see, I'm getting a bit confused. But, oh my God, from where I sit, obviously I sit in section 412, which is way over in the Lisbon Lion end of the stadium, and watch them score up at that end from the upper tier, you can sometimes confuse what's about to happen. And when the way he steps up to the ball and he goes to hit it first time, I'm about to sigh, I'm about to throw my arms down thinking to myself, why are you making a hash at it? Why are you going at it first time? Take your time with it. Don't listen to me, Daizen. Don't listen to me, because that is up there for goal of the season. What a finish. Daizen Maeda is just unbelievable. Absolutely sensational player. It was his second goal, actually, wasn't it? It was his second, now that I think about it, because the first one was the cross from Jota, which we'll come on to in a moment. But that goal just summarised the enigma that is Daizen Maeda. Just a fantastic player. What a game he had tonight. Rightfully man of the match. It was his second of 2 goals. His first one as well is another great goal. The ball from Jota is delicious for Maeda to find the back of the net with it. It is absolutely delicious, and that's the quality output that you get from Jota, and that's what Celtic need in their team. Going into games against the big dogs like Bayern Munich and other Champions League sides, don't get me wrong, we have coped really well with Nicholas Kuhn and Daizen Maeda, haven't we? We've not exactly been hard done by with those two this season. But to bring back a player with such quality output, such quality passing ability and vision, you just see it. And as I said, this is a guy who I don't even think is operating to more than half of his optimum ability right now. I think he's still catching up. And that's the kind of ball he's sending in. Makes it look like kids' work, doesn't it? It's just unbelievable. So Maeda finds himself a very quick-fire double at the start of the half. Jota subbed off. Great 60 minutes for him, getting minutes back in the legs. We just started that half so well. And the substitutes all made a great impact on the game. I thought everybody that came on played their part, from Bernardo to Kuhn, of course, to Jeffrey Schlupp, who I thought got really stuck into it when he got on the park tonight. I thought he looked great. I mean, I'll touch on the defence very quickly. What a job they had tonight. standing watching the game. We were that good that they didn't have any work to do. From a defensive point of view, I think from an attacking point of view, we seen the fullbacks certainly get involved throughout the evening. Alistair Johnson ended up with an assist. Greg Taylor ended up with an assist. So the fullbacks had a great night. Even Trusty and Vickers, I thought, were very positive with their ball and their output from the back. But yeah, defensively, we were just spot on. A+, you know. But yeah, we finish off the game with another... the cracker at back, as Seamus would say for all my wrestling fans, banger after banger after banger after banger. That was the second half in goals. What were we witnessing? We get a brilliant cross from Jota onto the head of Daizen Maeda for the first of the second half. We then have Daizen Maeda scoring a goal of the season contender. We then have Arne Engels scoring a ball. Wow, by the way, that finish I think will get overshadowed by Daizen Maeda's goal tonight. Don't take away, that goal from Engels is sensational. The pinpoint accuracy to get that off the bar and in, while it's, you know, at a position where the keeper should be probably saving it, it's nuts. That is unbelievable. That's elite ball placement. So banger after banger after banger. And then Nicholas Kuhn scores a cracker. Like, oh my God, we were just firing from all cylinders tonight. It was genuinely a special performance to watch. And I know people are quick to jump in and go, oh, well done, you beat Dundee 6-0 at Celtic Park. Doesn't matter. You know, Dundee are a team who this season, as little as less than a month ago, proved a big problem for Celtic. We went to Dens Park and dropped points, in fact, 3-3. They were great on the night. They probably deserved to win on the night. Dundee under Tony Dock this season have been fantastic and a great team to watch, I think. And I'll give them all the credit where it's due tonight. Obviously, just went at the races. Celtic were far too good and they had a point to prove. And listen, you know, those goals, fantastic. So we earned them. Kuhn's goal at the end as well is just unbelievable. What a finish. Just curls it in, makes it look seamless, like he's playing a video game almost. So the second half we were running riot. We were running absolute riot. We were just having fun with it. And I think this is something in the Celtic team that I just love this season. Is that it's something that I feel like has just been missing from not just Celtic, but from football in general in recent years. And I've been a big advocate for anti-Pep football. I don't think you need to walk it into the goal. We certainly have it in us to be scoring some crackers from outside the area, to be trying it and digging it from outside the area. And that's what I like to see in this Celtic team. We've seen plenty of this season. We've seen Cal McGregor do it 6 or 7 times alone. We've seen Nicholas Kuhn do it on a few occasions. And we've seen all sorts of players doing it this year. And as they should, because we've got it in our locker. And we don't need to walk the ball into the net. There was that instance actually in the first half, and you'll remember it if you were there, or watching it at home even as well, where Celtic probably should have had another, and we just didn't make a decision in time in the box. And I think it was Hatate who last had it, who ended up losing possession of the ball. We really should have been scoring from it, and it's because we're just trying too much. We're looking for that final pass. There was opportunities to shoot. Just shoot sometimes. Pep Guardiola ruined football. Fuck that style of football. I hate it. Take a shot, have a goal, and we've done it 3 times tonight. Maeda gone for the chip first time. Engels gone for it from range. Kuhn gone for a curler. Yeah, we can score goals in all different manners with this team at the minute, and it was a great reassuring performance tonight. We are seriously going to miss Daizen Maeda in this first leg against Bayern Munich, aren't we? It is a gutter that he is out. I'm devastated, in fact, because he's the game-changing sort of player you need in those games. Everything from his pace to his abilities. I mean, can we just talk about this for a second before we end today? Our 2 wingers, holy shahiza, by the way. Daizen Maeda, this season, 18 goals, 8 assists. That is nuts. Nicholas Kuhn, 17 goals, 12 assists. I don't remember wingers having an impact like this. Well, I do. That's proper lies, because it was a couple of years ago we were going on about how good Jota and Abada were, weren't we? But this is sensational. This is next level stuff. Operating at this level, this is the Celtic way. You know, we've had generations of fans brought up on great wingers at Celtic, from everybody between Jimmy Johnson to fucking, I don't know, Aidan McGeady. You know, that we've always had great wingers through the history of this club, but right now we're operating at such a high level with Kuhn and Maeda, and I've just spoke about those goal contributions there. Jota's came in and already has a goal and an assist. So he's got a further 2 goal contributions to add to that. Hold on, let me get this calculator up just to get the finalised number for you. So Maeda, what did I say? 18 goals and 8 assists. That's 26 goal contributions from him. And then when you add on Jota's 17 goals and 12 assists, 55, way, 55 goal contributions between Kuhn and Maeda. What? Scary stuff. What a team. Anyway, that does it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, and we have the recording of the Celtic the Thunder, I should say, pardon me, tomorrow night as well. So stay with me, stay with us through the month of February. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers. Until next time, take care, God bless, cheerio.